The audience inside the View studio was buzzing with the kind of excitement that didn't just float in the air, it crackled. Jackie Chan wasn't just a movie star, he was an icon, a living legend whose presence practically lifted the room's energy. People had grown up watching him flip through windows, leap between rooftops, slide under moving cars, and do it all with a smile that made danger look charming. And today, that smile appeared the moment he walked onto the stage. The applause erupted like fireworks. Women cheered, grown men clapped like little boys, and even the host seemed genuinely delighted as Jackie stepped forward, bowing with that gentle, humble grace that never left him. He waved to the audience, hands lightly trembling, not with fear, but with warmth, as if he truly appreciated every single cheer. For a moment, the View felt almost reverent. Then Jackie took his seat, settling between Sarah and Sunny, while Whoopi nodded at him with genuine respect. Joy Behar watched him too, leaning forward with a sly grin, though Jackie didn't notice it, not yet. "Jackie," Whoopi began, "it is such an honor to have you here. There's really nobody like you." Jackie smiled. "Thank you, it's good to be here." The audience applauded again, softer but sincere. He relaxed, ready for a friendly conversation, stories about his new film, his charity work, maybe even some behind-the-scenes stunt secrets. But before Whoopi could ask her next question, Joy leaned in, her voice slicing through the moment like a sudden cold wind. "So, Jackie," she said, "you're still doing all those crazy stunts. At your age." The laughter that followed wasn't full laughter, more like an awkward cough. Jackie blinked once, twice. He wasn't offended yet, he was simply trying to understand. He let out a small chuckle. "I'm still doing many things, yes." But Joy wasn't done, not even close. She leaned back, waving a dismissive hand. "I mean, come on, you're what, 70? Shouldn't you be taking it easy instead of jumping off buildings?" The audience shifted in their seats. It was the kind of comment that made people uncomfortable, the kind that wasn't a joke but was disguised as one. Jackie maintained his polite smile, though a faint shadow passed behind his eyes. Sunny jumped in quickly, trying to soften the impact. "Joy, he's one of the most disciplined people on the planet. He's in better shape than all of us." But Joy just laughed. Sure, I'm just saying the man's practically a national treasure. Maybe wrap him in bubble wrap so he doesn't fall apart." The audience gave a forced laugh, the kind that didn't reach their eyes. Jackie's fingers curled around the armrest, though gently, almost imperceptibly. He wasn't an angry man by nature, he was patient, thoughtful, always trying to see the good in people. But he also knew when someone was crossing a line. He tried to respond calmly. "I do my own stunts because they are part of my storytelling. They show my dedication." But Joy cut him off mid-sentence. "Oh, dedication, is that what we're calling it? Sounds more like a control issue to me." Now the room truly froze. Sarah's eyes widened. Whoopi looked at Joy like she'd just stepped into a bear trap, knowingly. Sunny let out a quiet, "Wow." Jackie inhaled slowly. His smile faded completely, replaced by something firm and steady. He turned his head toward Joy, studying her with quiet disbelief. "I don't think dedication is a problem," he said softly. "And if someone calls it control, that is their misunderstanding." The audience clapped, finally on his side, firmly and loudly. Joy rolled her eyes. "Oh come on, Jackie. Lighten up. Do you even have a sense of humor? All these years doing movies, you should know a joke when you hear one." This time, the audience didn't laugh. Jackie's eyebrows lifted just barely, his patience thinning, though his voice remained controlled. "A joke should not be something that makes someone feel small." Sarah nodded. "Exactly." Joy waved her hand again. "Oh please, if you can fall off a 30-foot scaffolding, you can handle me teasing you." Jackie didn't look away from her. "Falling from buildings is part of my work. Being disrespected is not." The audience roared. Joy's lips tightened into a thin line. Jackie didn't raise his voice, but a subtle steel had entered it, a tone that made the room hold its breath. "I came here to talk about my film," he said. "Not to be insulted about my age, my discipline, or my character." When the View returned from commercial break, the air inside the studio was so heavy that even the applause felt half-hearted, hesitant, like the audience wasn't sure whether it was safe to breathe yet. Jackie Chan sat perfectly still in his chair, shoulders relaxed but expression unyielding, a man who had already calculated his next move. Joy Behar tried on a smile that didn't quite fit her face, while the other hosts glanced between the two of them as if watching a lit fuse snake closer to a stack of fireworks. Whoopi cleared her throat, doing her best to restore some kind of peace. "We're back with the legendary Jackie Chan," she began, her tone careful, neutral. "He's here to talk about—" Joy interrupted again. She didn't learn. "He's here to talk about how I wounded his delicate feelings," she said with a smirk. The audience groaned under their breath. Sarah's jaw dropped. Sunny blinked like she couldn't believe the words were real. Jackie slowly turned his head toward Joy, and unlike the first time, there was nothing soft about his expression. The gentleness that normally lived in his eyes, gone. What remained was the unshakable composure of a man who had fought through entire career's worth of adversity, physically and mentally, and wasn't about to be bullied by a morning show host with a smirk. "I am not delicate," Jackie said calmly, "but I am honest. And I will not pretend I am not hearing what I am hearing." Joy laughed again. It wasn't funny. It wasn't even a joke. It was a wall, a dismissal, a refusal to take responsibility for what she had said before the break. "Oh, come on, Jackie," Joy said. "Don't turn this into a whole moral crusade. You're acting like I insulted your entire family." Jackie straightened in his chair. "You insulted my work, my discipline, my age, and then you tried to make it a joke, even when you saw it was not funny." A ripple of applause broke out, short but sharp. Jay, the stage manager, motioned for the audience to settle, but it was too late. Jackie had their full support. Joy shook her head. "I am a comedian. People know that. I jab, I poke, I tease, especially when people take themselves too seriously." And that was it. That was the match dropped into the powder. Jackie leaned forward, his voice lowered, every syllable precise. "Joy, my whole life, I have made people laugh. I risk my body so people can escape their problems for 2 hours. I do not take myself too seriously. But I take my work seriously. And I take respect very seriously." Sunny placed a hand gently on the edge of the table, as if bracing herself. Sarah looked like she wanted to slide under the desk. Joy shrugged. "Well, then maybe you're on the wrong show." Jackie exhaled, long and steady. "Maybe I am." A murmur shot across the studio. Whoopi stepped in quickly. "Jackie, look, let's talk about your new movie. Tell us." But Jackie raised one hand, very slightly, and Whoopi stopped mid-sentence. Not because he was rude, but because the gesture wasn't aggressive, it was sad. A disappointment felt, more deeply than anger ever could. "The truth is," he said softly, "I don't want to talk about my movie right now." The audience sat upright. Even the producers in the dark corners of the studio leaned forward. Joy folded her arms. "Oh boy, here we go." Jackie didn't even look at her this time. He looked at the audience, the cameras, the millions watching at home, and his voice carried a quiet power that made the room feel smaller, more intimate. "When I go on shows, I am happy. I like sharing stories. I like making people laugh. I like showing respect to the hosts. But right now, I don't feel that respect returned." The audience applauded again, loudly this time. The tension snapped, releasing something raw and honest. Joy scoffed under her breath. "You're being dramatic." Jackie finally turned back to her, and in that moment, it was abundantly clear that the line had not only been crossed but trampled. "It is dramatic," he said. "But not because of me. Because of you. You do not joke, you belittle. And you think because you laugh, everyone must laugh too. But comedy is not an excuse for cruelty." Gasps. Applause. A few scattered cheers. Joy opened her mouth, but Jackie raised a hand again, just slightly, and for the second time, she actually stopped. He stood up slowly from his chair. Not abruptly, not angrily, gracefully, intentionally. His posture straightened, his small frame suddenly feeling 10 feet tall. The lights glinted off his watch. His hands rested at his sides, steady and calm. Joy stared at him. "Where do you think you're going?" Jackie looked down at her with a calm that was more powerful than shouting. Away from disrespect. The audience erupted. This wasn't applause. This wasn't cheering. It was a roar, a wave of support crashing through the room like thunder. People shot up from their seats. Some clapped so hard their hands hurt. Sarah covered her mouth, stunned. Sunny nodded slowly, almost in admiration. Whoopi tried, unsuccessfully, not to smile. Joy's jaw clenched. "Are you seriously walking out? Over this?" Jackie nodded once. Respect is the foundation of every relationship, even between a guest and a host. He stepped away from the table, moving toward the stage exit. The cameras struggled to keep up. The crew scattered like startled pigeons. Joy twisted in her chair to follow him with her eyes, frustration turning to something like panic.